Let's talk about something that is going to happen.
Yes, certainly. David's been very subdued, very quiet, calm, collective throughout this whole process. I remember the re-announcement of this fight at the press conference that we had, I think it was upstairs actually, in this particular hotel. And again,
there's been so many press conferences, you lose count, don't you?
And he was very relaxed. He wasn't getting involved in any trash talk and just accepting defeat to Tony Bellew in the first fight. Today, we've seen Tony Bellew be a bit more aggressive in tone and trying to get David to talk a little bit more. Came head to head today. Tony pushed David, obviously heads went in. Tony, obviously David Culver said to me that Tony doesn't like anyone in his space. They were very close. Tony pushed him. What was your immediate reaction when you saw that?
They're about to fight. It's a vital night for both of them, especially for David Haye. It is a fight we've all been waiting for 14 months. It's a fight that I wasn't actually sure was going to get over the line because of the Achilles and then the bicep. And look, you know, the best thing he did, David Haye, was bringing Ruben Tabarez back into camp. Okay, I've known Ruben for a long, long time. He knows David Haye better than anybody. And if anyone can get his body right, it's Ruben. He's brought a great coach in Ishmael Salas. I'm a big fan of Shane McGuiggans as well, but you know, I wonder if Shane didn't really want him to go on. I don't know, but in comes Ishmael Salas, world-class trainer, and I think he's going to try and get David to use his class and to box, and for that he's got to have the right body, and the legs are crucial in this. Legs are crucial in boxing. You know, Johnny and I went out to see Vladimir Klitschko in the Ukraine about 9 weeks before the fight with Anthony Joshua, and we spent half an hour watching his legs. That's all we did in the session. We watched his legs, and his legs were still there. There was nothing shot about his legs. His legs were fantastic. And there and then, I knew that Anthony Joshua was in for a real tough night. You know? Yeah, okay, you can get the knockout, whatever. But I knew that Vladimir Klitschko was right for that fight. Okay? He may not have been what he once was, but he was certainly still very, very dangerous because of the legs. I've watched David a little bit in training, and he looks fantastic. Johnny said that he thought the legs weren't as good yesterday in the open workout. He's a bit flat-footed. Don't read anything into that. You know, David was messing about yesterday. If he's light on his toes and he's physically right, 100%, and Ruben assures me he is, and this is the big one, he's physically right through the course of the fight, he's got a real chance of gaining revenge. That said, Tony Bellew loves the challenge. He wants to repeat it all over again. He looks in terrific shape himself. He's light. Thought he blew a little bit towards the end of it, so he's coming lighter. That's a risk. He'll come in faster, he'll come in more probably agile, and he'll be more aware, which he needs to be. But also, will he be slightly more vulnerable, coming in slightly lighter? I think David's going to come in lighter. I think David will come in under 15.5 stone, and I think Tony will come in between 14.5 and 15. So they're both like built-up cruiserweights, really, but they're both going to look terrific, I think, on the scales. You know, last time they didn't, either of them look. I thought David looked a bit heavy, and I thought Tony was also a little bit heavy, and they were like, you know, small, medium heavyweights. I think they're going to be like big cruiserweights, or very small heavyweights this time. So I think it's going to be a very cagey start. I think it's going to be a lot on speed. I think we'll know about David's legs within 3 minutes, 6 minutes of the fight. I'm sure Paulie and Carl, who are commentating with me, will see signs straight away to see whether David's legs are fine. And if they're fine, it's a real fight, and I can't wait. And I can't pick a winner. I don't know if you can.
I was going to say, I know you're in the middle and you're going to be at the best in the building, but if you put money on the person that's going to win on Saturday night, what would that be?
I don't know. I really don't know. And yeah, I'm commentating on the fight. It's not fair of me to make a prediction, but at the same time, and you know, listen, it's a great story if either of them win. You know, everyone says, oh, Tony Bellew's the matchroom fighter. He works with Sky, etc. Listen, we've known David Haye for 20 years. I've known David since he was, you know, 16, 17-year-old teenager. You know, causing havoc in the amateurs. I really like David Haye. I really like Tony Bellew. I don't care who wins. You know, for me, it's we want a great fight. If David wins, we have a third, or David then fights. I love the fight with Dillian White. I think that's a great fight, and who knows, he'll go chasing AJ. Stranger things have happened. Tony wins. It's a great story because what he's done, what he's come through from the light heavyweight days of making the weight, and the Adonis Stevenson loss to winning the cruiserweight world title in front of his beloved Goodison Park crowd, and then going to beat David Haye twice would be an incredible story. Starring in the Rocky film, what would you do with him after that? I don't know. You know, I think he wants to fight on. You could maybe try and drag Andre Ward out of retirement, maybe try and lure Tyson Fury in. I know Tony will love that man-mountain of a challenge. You know, obviously Tyson with BT, and that might be difficult to get done. But it's a great fight out there, and you know, I wish Tyson well. It's fantastic to see him back. It's brilliant. We want to see how he does in the next 2 or 3 fights, because obviously he's going to be knocking on the Wilder Joshua doors, you know, very soon. But you know, it's a great scene out there. So whoever wins, there's a great story. But I think if David loses this time, it is, you know, almost certainly over. I can't see a way back from it. If he loses emphatically, it's done. I think if he lost on points, I think he'd probably realise that it is time to call it a day and look after his man Joe Joyce. So you know, David's a sensible guy. He feels great. He's not going to know. We're not going to know until they get into the ring. But you know, he's a slight favourite, David. I can see that, because if he's 100% right, he's got a real opportunity of what he says righting the wrong. But don't underestimate Tony Bellew. Everyone did last time. Everybody said Haye was going to win spectacularly, and Tony and Dave Cole will have the last laugh. Don't write them off again. They could do it all over again, and they could do it more emphatically. So it's one of those beautiful fights that no one knows what's going to happen, and we all can't wait.
And we're 48 hours away now, so fighters will weigh in tomorrow, so we'll look forward to that, and always a pleasure talking to you.
Good, nice to talk to you.
We'll continue our celebrations now.
We will, indeed.
Beautiful Roma.
Exactly, we'll try and find some tickets.
Absolutely.
Take
Adam
care.
Smith for FightHype.com, thank you very much.
No problem at all.